Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Alone in Venice, and this is from writer-director Jules East, and focuses on the story of Saul, who's a young man who's sent to Venice to wait for his lover, who is a director who's supposed to be employing him in Venice, but it's been like 7 months since she sent him off, and she's a married woman, and he's just kind of like sitting and waiting. And him questioning his love for this woman and questioning love in general. This is supposed to be some kind of modern reversal of Death in Venice, and this film did not gel. There's a very specific tone that East is going for with this film, with its like title card elements and trying to do this like old school kind of art house presentation. And it puts up like these little title cards of things that are extremely obvious, beating you over the head with things that we should have just been able to sense or feel in the scene that ended right before it. And it's just like, but let me tell you, it's just like, you don't need to tell us. Thank you. There's elements of this that, like, you could tell this is made for really low budget, and they did not do a very good job of sound mixing this film because almost all the dialogue does not properly line up with the mouths of the actors. And also, they're standing outside, and it feels like it's in an echo chamber because it obviously was recorded somewhere and echoey, and then put in the film in outdoors, where there's definitely not going to be that kind of echo, and it just kind of takes you out of the film. So, like, even just, like, the little things aren't really put together, and that's even before you get into the substance of this film, which each of these characters is 100% insufferable. The main character, Saul, is insufferable. And it's so just disengaging to sit in a space with this character as he just mopes and cries and takes no ownership, takes no autonomy, takes nothing in this situation, as he's just some older Chinese director woman's like sugar baby. And he's just sitting there moping and crying, and over and over and over again, it gets so repetitive, and this film's only like 80 minutes. Like, this is not a long film, but it feels like forever. And you sit there thinking, like, what else can they do for the next 50 minutes? And it's all a bunch of the same. And, like, the opening piece of this film, where he has this friend who very obviously is super, like, loves him. It's very obvious that way. And how this film portrays it, and everything out of her mouth is just this clunky expositional dialogue that's also very predatory at trying to make this young man get out of his relationship and feel bad. And he just comes up with the most asinine responses to anything. Like, the score even at certain points starts playing like what you would like stereotype as like Chinese music every time, like, he's thinking about his lover, and it's just like, this feels so weird. And then there's whole entire subplot with him and this gay man that just feels so out of left field, and like this guy's like stalking him, and it just, none of this story is really engaging. It is so slow, it is so clunky with its dialogue that none of these people feel real, and nor does it really match. Like, this world's trying to be very grounded, but it feels so inhuman and strange and alien that I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out all these characters were aliens by the end, and it's just like, oh, what a twist. Now it makes sense. But this film is just a drag, and it takes so long to get anywhere, if it does even get anywhere. And basically, it's like 80 minutes of spending with this moping guy to hopefully finally realize, like, I'm done with this relationship. And at that point, it's just like, we spent way too much time trying to help him figure out that he was in an extremely toxic, uncaring relationship. But we don't even care about him because he's so unlikable and insufferable. and everybody else around him is too. So this is not a fun experience, and just there's so many things about it that feel like these big swings that just completely whiff every time. But those are my thoughts on Alone in Venice. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.